What's up, y'all? You know who it is, your boy JP here, hoping to make your install life a whole lot easier. Welcome to part 4 of this Bassaholic subwoofer box design for our DD Audio 9510 supercharged subwoofer. So what we're doing today is going to be my favorite part. We're going to actually paint the box. Now, if you follow me on the short form content platforms like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or if you just follow my shorts here on YouTube, then you already know who's trying to figure out the best way to actually paint MDF. And the best way that I found for the desired look that I want, I'm gonna seal it, sand it, seal it. I'm gonna prime it, then we're gonna paint it. White on the inside still, textured black paint on the outside. I just feel like it's gonna give us such a good look. Now, before we get into prepping and painting and all that type of stuff, we do have some other things that we gotta do first. The person who's gonna be doing my custom engraving on the acrylic window has to have some type of mock-up. I mean, I could just give him the dimensions, but I wanna make sure when I give him the dimensions, they're gonna be perfect. So we're gonna make a mock-up window, and if we have to send it to him, then that's cool. But then we also got to find a way to get the subwoofer wires to the amplifier. Now, we could just drill a hole, stick the sub wires through, and then seal it up from the inside, but it just looks better when you got one of these SMD terminal cups, right? So this right here is the Term X1, black base with the white trim, and it has that black lining on the inside, keeping it on thing, the whole thing sexy. And I'm ready to get to it. So let's mock up the window, cut the holes for this terminal cup, and then let's get the paint. This right here is a close-up of the SMD Term X1 little speaker terminal cup. And if you check on the website, it says that the cutout diameter for this inside part is like 2 3/4 inches, right? So what I was thinking is I can go ahead and get a hole saw that's 2 3/4 inches. The problem is that when I grabbed that hole saw when I was at Home Depot, it was stopping right here on the edge. So what I did is I got a 3-inch hole saw, and the 3-inch slides over there perfectly. Now it's just a tad bit too big. I'm gonna try the router first, and if it's gonna look better, then we can go ahead and roll with it. If not, we'll just use this one. Gotta make sure you got you a couple pieces of scrap MDF, just so we can do stuff like this and not mess up a good piece of wood. And I was listening to y'all. Y'all was on my neck about that dang mask. I have the mask. I don't even know how to put this hole on good. So this is not 2 3/4. This right here is actually 2 3/16. And it fits it. Like I said, there's still a little wiggle room, but I don't know. Let's compare this to the cutout. Nope. Y'all can see that daylight? No. So that lets me think that 2 3/4 might actually be, hold on. I'm gonna tell you right now, using that hole right there, I ain't gonna lie. This was 4 times faster doing it with the router. Let's go ahead and do 2 3/4 and see what that do. All right, y'all, moment of truth. 2 3/4 fit perfectly. Don't see no holes, no movement. Steve Mead, that's my bad, bro. That's my bad. It fits perfectly. Go with the 2 3/4 cutout. We good. So if you're thinking, why would I leave that part in? I left it in because it's real. You know what I'm saying? We all make mistakes. I don't want nobody thinking that we do everything perfect every single time. I thought that it was gonna be easier going off the board. I thought there was a mistake in the program. Turns out I'm the one that made a mistake. It is what it is. And that's just real. So my window is 22 by 9. So we wanna cut this 22 by 9 and make sure it's perfect. Dang, it's a little shy of 9. The 22 is perfect. The 9, I think we off. Go ahead and fix that. I'm not gonna move that box again, I tell you that much. That thing is way too heavy. It ain't like super duper heavy, but not to keep taking it off, putting it on, taking off, putting it on. If y'all can catch me back here, y'all catch me back here. Here's what it is. Boom. Yes, sir. Oh yeah, she good and in there. She is in there. Oh yeah, that's good. I ain't gonna lie. There's a little bit of gappage on the side. I don't care about that. I'm ready to be done with this box. Now, what I wanna do is take my pencil and just kind of go along the edge on the inside. And that's gonna let me know where I need to, you know what I'm saying, kind of mark my holes for drilling, where I can put stuff, where I can't put stuff, because now I can tell him, hey, this length, this width, it needs to come in, woo, have my pre-drill my hole. Since he cutting it already, we can put a logo here, woo, woo, woo. I'm excited. I am excited, boy, because it's getting close to the, oh, I can't do that yet. I ain't even cut the dang hole for my, dang. The cup is going on the, I was finna say the driver's side. It is going on this side right here because our port is right here. So we're just gonna put this thing on the flow. And yeah, I'm gonna put my terminal cup, I'm gonna cut my hole first. I ain't gonna lie, I don't really know where the perfect spot gonna be at. I just know I don't want it too low. So I'm gonna go more towards, not all the way in the middle, and screw it. I think that's good. Oh, let me get my mask. Y'all gonna be on me, boy. Oh, bow. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Just picture, just think about it. I'm thinking about it right now. Y'all think about it with me. Black, textured black, white just popping on the outside. It's like from here you see that white pop off that bim, and you don't see another white till you see that bim. Man, this thing finna look so good, boy. Dang, y'all know what I should have did. Dang, y'all know what I should have did. That would have been fire if I would have flushed this in. So this right here, I think it's like 3 3/4. I should have flushed. I should have did. Okay, so, okay. It would have been even that much more fire, but it what it is. I'm gonna show you what I should have done. So before you cut your inner circle, if you wanna do anything like a flush cut on the outer circle to kind of recess this in, do the outer first. Should have went in probably like 1/4 or a little bit over 1/4 on 3 3/4. And then did my 2 3/4 cut out that way. When I do it like this here, bow, that thing would have been sexy. Now, a way that I can still achieve that is with my router. I would have to get a rabbiting bit and with the bearing at the exact width that I want. Or what that does is the bearing would rest on the back side and the rest of the rabbiting bit will actually eat up however much material I want to eat up on the outside. But it is what it is. I ain't even tripping. Y'all, so now that we got all them steps out the way, now we get to go ahead and finally paint. The first step that we're going to do is we're going to seal it using a sand and sealer. This is by Zinsser and it's a shellac. I went with the clear because I don't really care about the color finish of this because this is just to seal it. This is the shellac. I was watching a video and the dude just kept saying shellac. The shellac attack. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of like saying it too. Another transparent moment. Foam brush, probably not the best brush to use to apply this. Probably should have either used a chip brush or a roller. So I've already started with the foam brush, so we're gonna finish with the foam brush, but next time we're gonna come back with the roller. As I'm looking at it, I'm seeing that even though it says wait an hour, it is drying pretty fast. So one thing that I'm noticing about MDF is that the face of the wood takes the product pretty good, but these edges, the edges is what you gotta kind of go hard on. So what I'm gonna do, while I still have some good set time before it's 100% dry, is I wanna come back and double up on these edges. The part that needs the most love. That's it for the first coat. We're gonna let that dry for 1 hour, come back, sand that boy, and then we're gonna hit it with the second coat using the roller. Got a roller this time, boy. Oh, should have been used the roller, boy. Woo! Yes, sir. It's over with. It is over with. Should have been used the roller, boy. Now you might be thinking, how am I gonna get to the back of the port? Boom! I got that extendo. Oh, the extension. Yes, sir. Oh, I'm in there. Woo! All right, y'all, so we're done with this step. Rollers all the way. Now, foam brushes definitely have their place, and there's some pros to using foam brushes, but I got done with that 10 times faster. The first coat on, we let that dry, hit it with the 220. We did the second coat. I'm gonna go to work. We back at the crib. I just got off work from 9 hours. This thing has had more than enough time to dry. So that's what the seal looks like on the inside and outside, looking good. Now it's time to prime it. We're gonna be using the KILTZ original interior primer. It is oil based, and you wanna use the oil base because if you use water-based primer on MDF, they say that you have a higher chance of your wood swelling because it is water-based. So what we want to use is the oil base. Now it does come white, kind of like a creamy, milky type of color, but this is tintable. So I just told them to tint it a little bit just so it's a simple shade of gray. That is about as primed as it's gonna get, or about as primed as I'm gonna do. So we're gonna let this dry for about a little bit over an hour just to make sure that it's the right coverage that we want. If so, then we're going to the next step. All right, so we put a little masking tape. We want to make sure that we cover the hole so whatever we spray on the inside doesn't actually come up. And we want the white to show on the front and on the inside, what they will call the register of the window. And all of this is going to be black. So now we got it taped up. Let's go ahead and spray. So what we're using is the Rust-Oleum 2 times the coverage paint and primer, the white gloss. It says on the instructions that it dries in 20 minutes and you can apply a second coat within 1 hour. If you don't, you got to wait 24 hours. It's been about roughly 40 minutes. We're going to go ahead and go with the second coat. All right, y'all, so that's what she looking like right there. We white all the way up and through the port, all sides, looking real glossy. Glossy on the top and on the sides and on the... We're gonna let this dry overnight, and then tomorrow we'll mask off the white part and then we'll hit it with the black. All right, so for the outside bed liner, we're going to be using the Raptor 2K. They have a 2K and a 1K. The 1K is supposed to be for like small projects, and the 2K is supposed to be for big projects, but is also supposed to give you that spray gun finish. And even though we don't have a spray gun and an air tank and a compressor and all that type of stuff, I feel like this is going to give me the texture that I want. But this can ain't cheap. This is like 50 bucks at O'Reilly's. That's insane. So I was talking with a good friend of mine, and what he was saying was that what we might want to do is hit this with a flat black paint and then come back, and that'll kind of help this stretch a little bit more. About 40 minutes, we'll come back, hit it with coat number 2. So that's coat number 1. Uh-oh. Looking pretty good. It's been 40 minutes. Let's hit it again. All right, y'all, so we just came back from running our errands. This is the matte flat black enclosure, and it is looking really, really nice, really sexy. And now we're going to spray this thing with some Raptor 2K bed liner. So the instructions for using this is extremely simple. We want to shake it up for 2 minutes. Then there's a little tool at the top of this cap. We take that tool off, put it at the bottom, press it down. Once we press that down, it's going to pierce whatever little activator is at the bottom into the rest of the bed liner, and then we're going to shake it up for another 2 minutes before we start spraying our subwoofer enclosure. Now we have to stand at least 24 to 36 inches away from the enclosure to get the desired look. Allow 20 minutes in between coats, and I am extremely interested to see what all the hype is about, because this little can right here is 50 bucks at O'Reilly's, and it better be worth it. Now, another thing that it says is that you pretty much have 60 minutes to work with this. So anything outside of 60 minutes that you didn't use, they do want you to dispose of the can. So let's see how many coats that we can get out of this. All right, so that's coat number 1. I probably feel like I got, if being honest, it's probably about half the can on that first little coat. All right, it's been roughly 20 minutes. Let's go ahead and go with coat number 2. So that's about it for this one, man. You got about 2 coats and this can is 100% empty. And the coverage, I'm actually pretty happy with it. I'll get some close-ups here in a minute. Now they say the 1K is for like small projects. The 2K is for something that needs to be a little bit more heavy duty. Now, even though this subwoofer box is going to be mounted inside my car, this is going to be the daily driver. So when you got traveling bags, it's going to be brushing up against it, fishing equipment, my son's football equipment, groceries, all that type of stuff. You want something to be a lot more durable, which is why I got the 2K, and it says it gives you that spray gun finish. But that's kind of what we're looking like right now, man. I'm really liking that. Just that light little texture. That's all I wanted. Just a light little texture coating on that black. Just something different than just being 100% smooth. Yeah, you can see it real good right here. So I am liking the small light texture look. That's exactly what I was going for. I didn't want it to be real clumped up. That can only gave me about 2 coats. So if you wanted to do 3, if you want to do anything more than 2 coats, you will need 2 cans. But I actually like the results. So we're gonna let this dry 100% and then we'll peel all that tape off. And boy, shoot, that's literally gonna be it. We'll see what it look like. See if I can get the right angle.
That's good.
Oh. All right, y'all. Finally, that is it. The box is done. Texture black on the outside, white on the inside. We got the white on the face. There was a couple parts. There was a couple pieces of black that was on the that made it on the inside. So I just kind of touched that up with the spray. The piece right here where the black went on to the white, I tried to cover that up and put that on, but I'm not necessarily worried about that. We're not gonna actually worry about putting the window on or putting the terminal cup in on the side until it gets fully dry. But that's actually going to be it. If you guys enjoyed the video, whether it's been entertaining or informational, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, share, comment if you want to. Till next time, it's your boy JP signing out. God bless y'all. Peace.